Hi, Mom. I've been thinking recently. I was wondering if we could live together with you. Together in your house. Now that we are married. After all, if we were to move to a new place, you will get very lonely. Surely you would love to have us around for a while, right?
Sorry? Where did this come from? How long have you been thinking about that? You are still only newlyweds. You and May need to have some quality time together. Just the two of you. I don't think you need the extra worry of having me around all the time.
Yes, I see what you're saying. But from my point of view, surely you understand that I'm a little bit worried about you. After all, Ken took off overseas and doesn't look like coming back anytime soon. I was hoping he would be around, but seeing as he is not, I feel I need to be the one to look after you. I am the oldest son, after all.
You really don't need to worry yourself like that just yet. It's not like I'm that old.
Yes, I know you're not so old, but you're not getting any younger either. Surely you have nothing to lose by having us all living together. After all, your house is pretty big. And now you have all those extra rooms that need filling. We'd be happy to help breathe some life back into the house.
Yes, I guess I do have a fair bit of space available. And if we were to live together, I suppose it would be easier for when I get older. But how about your bride? Surely May doesn't want to live with her mother-in-law.
Actually, to tell you the truth, it was her idea in the first place.
Really? I always had a feeling she would prefer her own space.
Not at all. She is also very concerned about your welfare. Because she's thinking the same way, it's certain to go well. I can't foresee any problems at all.
That's wonderful to hear. I'm so glad you chose such a thoughtful wife. I guess I should start cleaning up some of the rooms. At least that way you can have a choice of where you would like to stay. I can't guarantee that I can be ready before the end of the month, but I'll do my best.
That's such a great help. Thanks, Mom. Just let me know when you think we would be able to move in. We'll begin preparations from here, too.
Good afternoon, Sarah. Today's the big day. I'm a little nervous about the move, but naturally I am excited too. Hi, May. Yes, I'm sure there will be hurdles, but I'm positive we can overcome them. We just need to realize that we're all in the same boat. And if we are all considerate of each other, we should be fine. Let's try our best to get along well. Yes, of course. I totally understand. That's why I think it's best if we lay out some ground rules early. For starters, I'd appreciate it if you could continue doing all the housework while we live there. After all, it is your house, and you know how you like everything. I think that's the best way to get off on the right foot. Hang on. That sounds a little... Oh, also, it would be great if you could also do the cooking and washing, too. But you needn't worry yourself over cleaning our bedroom. We should be able to take care of that much. Actually, now that I think about it, I'd appreciate it if you stayed out of our room altogether. May, I don't think you fully understand how families operate. The way I see it, families living together also work together to keep the house in order. It's cooperation that keeps everyone happy. Especially at the start. After all, I don't know what your personal tastes are. I'd hate to make food that you didn't like. Also, I'm sure that my method of doing laundry is different to how you prefer it. I think it would be best if we all looked after ourselves early on. Are you serious? If we're going to do that, what's the point in living together? You do realize that I work full-time. So does Freddie. I'd rather not spend my time doing chores. I think it's only fair that you do most of the work at home. After all, you are retired and simply spend your time at home anyway. Yes, I understand your point of view. And I am happy to take on a few more responsibilities than you two. But I don't think it's fair to expect me to do 100% of the workload. Just a moment. You don't seem to understand. After all, we are the ones who are moving in to help you out. Don't you think it's fair that you show a little bit of gratitude?
Help me out? Gratitude?
After all, in this day and age, how many brides agree to move in with their mother-in-law? Not many, I can tell you. I'm one of the kind ones who agreed to help out. Most brides would have refused bluntly. Given that you were the one who asked us to move in with you, how can you refuse to agree to my requests? Don't you think that's just a little bit selfish?
I asked you to move in.
Yes. And if you have a problem with the arrangement, I'm more than happy to move out. But of course, you don't want us to move out, do you? Not in this period of your retired life. Surely you don't want to become a lonely senior citizen, living quietly in your own house. A house that is too big for you. I suggest that you simply get about doing the chores and stop complaining. After all, your other son is taken off overseas. It's not like you have anyone else you can rely on in your later years. Anyway, that's where we stand on the matter. We look forward to seeing how hard you work.
Excuse me, Freddie. What exactly is the meaning of this? Why is May of the opinion that I asked you two to move in with me? What? How did you get that information? I just had a chat with her. She said given that I was the one who requested you guys to move in, then I should do all of the housework. And by all, she meant cooking and cleaning. Do you feel like explaining anything to me? And don't give me any lame excuses. Your explanation had better be good. Yes, well, you see, Mom, it's like this. I sort of told May that your house is actually in my name. You what? Why would you do that? Why do you think? It was so that she would agree to marry me. I had been single for so long. I was starting to get a little desperate. When I hit my late 30s, I started thinking I would never find the right woman for me. When I met May at a friend's party, I thought I would make myself a little more attractive by pretending to own a house. It turns out she was rather impressed by that piece of information. So you lied to her? Yes, it wasn't such a big lie at the time. But after we started dating, she kept asking about it. So it got harder and harder to tell her the truth. Also, I was afraid that if she found out I had lied about it, maybe she wouldn't agree to marry me. I didn't want to lose her over such a petty little thing. So I sort of made up the story that I was letting you live there in exchange for you keeping the place nice and tidy. Is that all you said? I may have also said that you wouldn't give the house back. That you would only agree to letting us move in as long as you were still able to stay there. That's why it is imperative that we all live together. I can't believe you would do that. You know the truth is going to come out at some point. The result is only going to be worse the longer you drag it out. Maybe she doesn't need to find out. We aren't going to be there forever anyway. After a while, we can move out, and May won't need to know the truth. I've been saving for a while, and have enough for a deposit on a house anyway. Just that the timing hasn't worked out, and I haven't been able to secure a place yet. So in the near future, my little white lie will become the truth anyway. So I beg you, please keep this a secret just between the two of us. So you expect me to also lie to your bride? Even though I am the rightful owner of this house. You are expecting me to act as if you are doing me a huge favor. I'm looking like the bad guy in this. I don't think I like that. I'm sorry. I know it looks bad. But I'll make it up to you, I promise. Please do this for me. For your son. Surely you don't want your son to become a divorcee so soon after his wedding. It's only for a few months. Can't you help me out of this spot? I can't guarantee that I will actually help you in any way. But I will do my best to not let May discover the real situation. I've never been very good at lying. And I don't intend to start now.
On top of that, I wasn't too impressed by May's attitude when she insisted I do all the chores. If she talks to me like that again, I think you'll both find yourself out on the street in a flash.
Thanks, Mom. I'll see what I could do to keep her from running her mouth too much. That's all I can ask of you.
Sarah? What's this all about? I thought I told you to buy nice cake for morning tea. I have friends coming over.
Yes, and that's why I bought the cake that I left on the counter. There's a very popular bakery in front of the station. Their most popular item is that cream cake that I bought. I really think your friend will enjoy it. You're kidding me, right? All the chic bakeries nowadays are across town. The days of the local in front of the station bakeries are over. I can't believe you are so behind the times. Chic? That's a term I'm not familiar with. But if I remember correctly, you were very happy with the quality of this bakery's cakes just recently. Didn't you say it was popular with your friends too?
Yes, that was then, this is now. How could I possibly serve the same cake to the same friend 2 times in a row?
I don't know why I even bother asking you to handle these simple tasks.
Hang on now, May.
You told me you wanted to invite friends over and wanted me out of the house. So I obliged and make plans to be away for a few hours. On top of that, I go out of my way to buy you a cake as requested. After all I did for you, how can you still take this attitude towards me?
Where do you get off telling me what to do? All you do is sit around the house all day, leeching off the government pension fund. You should be thankful that I give you the opportunity to get out once in a while.
Leeching off the government pension? Is that all you think of me? You think I'm a leech?
Think about it. Not only are you leeching off the government, here you are leeching off your oldest son. On top of that, all you do is complain about your situation.
I can see what I'm going to be talking about with my friend today.
Our time is going to be taken up mostly by dissing on you.
Hold it right there. You've gone from calling me a pension-sucking leech to a family-sucking leech. And after all I've done for you, you're now going to complain about me to your friends. How dare you? I've had enough of you and your attitude.
Oh yes, here we go. Are we going to start talking about who is sick of who? You know we have been tired of your antics for the longest time now. I mean, be fair. You're basically squatting in your son's house. He never wanted you to be here. If you're tired of how we treat you, you're more than welcome to get the hell out of here. There's no one stopping you. This is not your house. It belongs to my husband and I.
What? Hang on, no. This is my place.
You can't be serious. Don't you realize the situation you are in? Do you seriously believe that you have any right to claim ownership of your son's house? I hate to break it to you, but this house is in your son's name. Me being his wife makes it my house too. So any way you look at it, we're doing you a favor by allowing you to live here.
That's it. I've had enough. I'm being serious now. I've taken enough of your heat for the longest time. It's time we end our agreement. I never want to see either of you again.
That's exactly what I was going to say. If you want to end our current living arrangements, you are more than welcome to. Feel free to pack your stuff at any time. This government pension-sucking leech is free to leave our house. Bon voyage!
Have you had your say now? Okay, listen up, young lady. Stop running your mouth for just a moment. Are you able to do that? I'm going to tell you some truths, and I have a feeling you're not going to like it.
What? Where is this coming from?
Where do you get off, claiming that this is your house? This house is my house. It's been my house for many a year. If anyone is doing anyone a favor by letting them stay here, it's me letting you stay here.
Not the other way around, you good-for-nothing so-and-so. What? Wait, no, that can't be. I've put up with your attitude for too long. If I don't put my foot down now, I think I'm going to go crazy. Momentarily, I'm going to contact that idiot son of mine, Freddie, and tell him to get his dopey wife out of my hair. On top of that, I need you to tell your friend that your little tea party is over. The owner of the house is more than a little pissed right now, and they need to get the hell out of there ASAP. And leave that sponge cake there, too. I'm going to eat it. It's mine. I bought it. Hang on, Sarah. Where is this coming from? Why do I have to kick my friends out of my house? It's you who has to leave the house, right? Now you are the one who is confused. Why would the legal owner of the house, me, have to leave? I'm happy to show you any paperwork you need. That will show you in an instant that I am the owner of the house. There is no way that I am leaving. Hang on. Are you telling me that you are the legal owner of this place? Yes, and it's not the first time I've told you that. Like I said just now, this is my place. You and your husband are living here out of the goodness of my heart. When I say living here, you know I mean leeching off me. Don't be silly. Tell me, has dementia kicked in already? This house belongs to Freddie. He bought it while he was still a bachelor. I guess you're never going to believe it, coming from me. Give that darling son of mine a call. I'm sure he'll be able to explain the situation properly.
Why on earth would you go and tell May about everything? Thanks to you, she's gone right off the edge. We were in the cafe discussing a few things, and suddenly she burst into tears. She was making such a scene. I had no idea what the problem was. It took an age before I was able to understand what she was talking about.
Oh, were you able to get her out of the house? That's fantastic news! Thank you so much. So, now that the house is empty, I can return home for some peace and quiet.
Before you go home, you have to come by the cafe. I need your help to calm her down. You need to explain the situation a little better, a little clearer. If we can't get her to calm down, she might say something irrational. And I'm worried that that might be something about divorce.
Divorce? Oh, that would be a blessing. Not that I really care what happens to the both of you anymore.
How can you not care? It's me, your son, your eldest son. Wouldn't you be ashamed if your son got divorced after such a short time? It's not just me who would be affected by such a quick divorce. It would reflect badly on you, too.
My dopey son got married to a terrible bride, and then got divorced shortly afterwards. How on earth would that reflect badly on me? After all, I have no intention on having anything to do with either of you from now on. Go ahead, get divorced. See what I care.
How can you say that? And what do you mean you want nothing to do with us from now on? Surely you're not going to disown us.
Well, the thought had crossed my mind. After all, your lovely bride has been nothing but mean to me the entire time you have lived under my roof. And on top of that, not once have you defended me. It's as if you were not my son. How could you betray me like that?
Hang on. It's the husband's duty to stand up for his wife. I have to agree with her. Be on her side. The one thing that I had going for me was that, in her eyes, I owned that house. So in order to keep the peace, I had to keep up the lie that it was my house.
Well, here's your chance to really be on her side. Firstly, you should be able to stop those tears from flowing. And then, when things calm down, you may return the keys to the house. I have no intention to spend another night under the same roof as you two. Sarah, there's something I need to talk to you about. Yes, May? What is it? Can you transfer the legal ownership of that house to us as soon as possible? What? Freddie finally told me the truth about the situation at the house. At first, I was bitterly disappointed at being deceived for so long. I felt like such a fool. But then I thought about it for a little bit and I realized something. If you were to transfer ownership to us, then everything would be solved. So you want me to just give you the house, just to fix the situation between you and Freddie? Are you saying you're trying to avoid getting divorced? To be honest, I was sure you two were going to separate once you realized you didn't own the house. If we could just get ownership of the house, then there would be no need to get divorced. Of course, Freddie is a great guy, but I was attracted to him more because he was a house owner. I'm not going to divorce him just because he told a white lie about this house. I see. That's too bad. You see, I have no intention of letting him have this house. You two are just going to have to find a place of your own. What? Find a place of our own? You know we don't have that sort of money. That's why we wanted to get ownership of that place. For free, of course. For free? Are you serious? I think you're starting to get early age dementia. Not at all. After all, we lived with you there for 4 months. As a show of gratitude, the least you could do is sign it over to us. If you're not willing to do that, then I'll have no choice but to file for divorce. Let me see now. Is this some sort of shakedown? A threat? Are you trying to force me into giving you my house? After all those times you demanded my thanks for allowing me to live there, now you're trying to threaten me. Not only me, but also threatening my son with divorce. Look, forget about all of that. Let's think realistically for a moment. That place is way too big for one person, let alone a senior citizen like yourself. You definitely need younger people to keep it in a good state of repair. Old ladies like yourself need to be moving to a smaller apartment. Something a little bit more suited to your lifestyle. There you go, disrespecting me again. How do you expect me to ever agree to helping you out if that's the attitude you're going to keep? All that aside, tell me something. If I was to give you the house, where on earth do you think I would go to live? Surely you have thought that far ahead. Not at all. I have no interest in what happens to you after that. Really? Really? For all I care, you can go and find any old retirement village to spend the rest of your days in. Naturally, we have no intention to come and visit you. I see. You are so kind. My son definitely found the right woman to be by his side. I don't know why you're worrying yourself over that. All you have to do is get out of there and let us become the legal owners. That house is far too big for the likes of you. Hurry up and move out and let your son and I continue our lives there. Fair enough. I guess I could just move to the house next door. It's a bit smaller, and I know it's been vacant now for a while. What are you talking about? Don't you worry. As you wish. I'll move out and let you have the house. But naturally, I can't just let you have the house for free. You will have to go through the formal channels. But seeing as how it's a second-hand house, I'm sure Freddie has enough money saved up to pay for it. Hang on. Before we get into that, what do you mean when you say you will move next door? Surely a pensioner like yourself can't afford to move into a place like that. Don't worry. There are things I haven't told Freddie yet. So naturally, you don't know either. The truth is, I actually own a number of houses on that street. It's funny that Freddie never realized, but I'm actually known around town as a sort of mini tycoon. Mini tycoon? You mean to say you own more than just this one house? Yes, that's correct. For real? I don't believe it! So like I was saying, if you intend to become the legal owners of that house, you will need to go through the official channels. Fortunately for you, I know some trusted agents who will look after you. If you're serious about becoming the owners of that house, I suggest you give them a call. You can't be serious. After all this time? How could you have kept this a secret from us? Your only income is from the government pension. How on earth can you afford to own multiple houses?
If you don't believe me, go down and talk to the guys at the local real estate agents. Pretty much everyone knows who I am. In the end, it doesn't matter if you believe me or not. I'm just lucky that we live in such a nice area, and most of the houses have been rented out solidly for quite a while. Yes, I am receiving a little bit of money from the government pension scheme, but that's only because I am entitled to it. My main income is from rent. That comes close to $30,000 every month.
$30,000? Every month? Is that how much you have been earning? How long has that been going on?
Don't you worry your pretty little head over that small detail. The market has been pretty kind to me until now. It always helps when the renters decide to stay for longer periods. The real estate agent keeps telling me I need to raise my prices. But to be honest, I'm just happy that everyone else is happy. So, if anything were to ever happen to you, not that I'm saying I want it to, but if something was to happen, those houses would all become ours? Oh, I love that that's the way you think. But I hate to break it to you like this, but all of the properties have been left to my second son.
What? Are you talking about your son who ran away overseas and hasn't bothered to even make contact? Why would you leave anything to him?
You might think he ran away overseas, but the truth is he's still a more caring son than Freddie is. Despite what you believe, he is regularly in contact. And back when I was first looking into purchasing some investment properties, he was the one who helped me decide which ones were best. He always had my welfare at heart. Before he left to go overseas, he made sure that I would be looked after if anything were to happen to me. If I needed hospital treatment, that's been provided for already. If his journey was to be extended for any period of time, and I needed to move to a retirement village, that's been sorted too. You need to realize that just living together with your mother, or mother-in-law for that case, doesn't constitute as being good children. If anything, having you living under my roof has been nothing but a pain in my neck. Why on earth would I ever consider giving you the deeds to my house? I was able to afford my investments through hard work, smart decisions, and a little bit of help from my father who loved me dearly. There's no way I would ever simply sign over the deeds of my properties to my no-good son and his annoying wife.
What? So what exactly are we to do from now?
How should I know? Why should I care? Anyway, that's about all the time I have to give you right now. I shall take my leave. Goodbye. But before I go, I'd like you to turn to your husband beside you and relay to him this simple message. This is the end. I want nothing more to do with you. And on that note, May, I bid you farewell. So apparently, shortly after that, May had a chat with Freddie about what they were going to do. His response was along the lines of, who on earth would be stupid enough to buy a second-hand house in this neighborhood? They tried to find a similar place with a similar size for a reasonable price. But unfortunately for them, they were unable to find anything that would beat my price. After a little while of renting a smaller place and living out of boxes, May said that she wanted to buy a house. She messaged me saying that she was getting desperate. She even offered to come to my place and clean on the weekends, if only I would agree to rent a nearby property to them at family rates. But unfortunately for them, all of my properties were occupied at that time. They had no choice but to go through the official channels and try to find a place that suited them. Apparently, the place they found wasn't very big, but at least it allowed them to relax a little without me buzzing around. Freddie did say he had enough saved up for a deposit, but perhaps that too was a lie. The last I heard,
They were both trying very hard to save up some money. I wonder how that's going. Not that I really care. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more. And why not leave us a comment in the comment section down below. See you next time!
Hey, big sis! Jake and I are actually getting married! What? That's insane! Good on you, Betty. So he finally got down on one knee for you, huh? That's right! All the hard work is paid off. I knew from the moment I met him that he was the guy I wanted to marry. Jake is the best any girl could hope for. I'm so happy for you, sis. You guys have dated for a long time now. I'm sure you two will make a great couple. I know, right? I just can't wait for the actual wedding day. It's gonna be glorious. I've been dreaming of something like this my whole life. It's gonna feel so surreal standing up there with my handsome prince. I've got to find a good dress to hire. I really am happy for you, sister. I'm sure you're gonna have a great wedding. If you need any help with anything, just let me know. I'd love to go out together and choose a dress. Oh, don't you worry about that. You leave the beauty department to me. That's my expertise. Okay, whatever you say. I'm always here if you need me, though. Come to think of it, there is one teeny little thing I want you to do for me. This is a special request from your beloved little sister. Sure, what's up? Can you make sure you don't bring that fat dumper to the wedding? Huh? What are you talking about? You know what I mean, your dumper. Get rid of the junk in the trunk. So you're talking about my bum? Well, if you want me to spell it out, yeah. I want you to lose some weight. I guess I could lose a couple pounds. If it was any other girl, a couple of pounds would be enough, but you're quite a rare exception. That dumper is taking up 2 lanes. You gotta find a way to get rid of it. I think 30 is a good number. If you could lose 30 pounds, you'd be in perfect shape for the wedding. Bella, I don't actually understand what you're going on about right now. I'm really happy with my body and the way I am. Sure, I may be on the heavier side, but I'm enjoying my life. What's all the urgency for me to lose weight in the first place? Come on! Take a look at yourself. You're absolutely hideous. Like, the weight is one thing, but you don't even wash your own hair. Don't you ever wish you were more ladylike sometimes? Don't tell me you've never thought about getting a complete makeover. I decided a long time ago that there are girls that are pretty and those that are not. Doesn't matter how much affirmative action I take, I'll never be as pretty as the other girls. I accepted that and moved on. Why are you making such a big deal about it all of a sudden? It never seemed to bother you in the past. You don't get it, do you? Things are different now. Look at me and Jake. Have you ever seen a couple that looks this good together? Not only that, look at Jake's family. Every single one of them is absolutely gorgeous. Even I had to level up a bit when I started dating him. He's so used to looking at beauty his whole life that I must look like a rat compared to his family. Come on, Betty, that's a bit harsh. Even before you met Jake, you were quite the stunner. Anyway, it's not always about the looks. You really shouldn't be worried about something like this. No, I'm actually very worried, thank you. I've actually put in the work to make myself look better. Since dating Jake, I devoted all my energy into losing my weight, being a face that can wake up in the morning and having beautiful hair for him to play with. I knew the day we got married that I'd be compared against his family. Okay, what does this have to do with me, though? I'm not the one Jake is marrying. He's gonna be marrying you. If you don't get in line too, you'll be a bad blotch on the canvas. Imagine everyone at the wedding lined up against each other. It'll be beautiful face after beautiful face, and then it will get to you. Trust me, sis, you're going to stand out. Am I really that bad? If you were any decent, you'd have a boyfriend by now. Wouldn't you? You love talking about how what's on the inside is the most important. If that is the case, where's your boyfriend? Has polishing your personality done you any good? I don't care whether or not I've had a boyfriend yet. If a guy only liked me because I was pretty, it's not a good enough reason to date me. I want to date a guy that loves me for my soul. We'll see how much he wants to date you after you are old and decrepit. Anyway, there's still a decent 5 months until the wedding. If you really buckle down and get yourself on a diet, I'm sure you can lose 30 pounds. Trust me, you're gonna thank me afterwards anyway. This is the best motivation for you to start looking after yourself. Okay, whatever you say, Bella. Don't forget, it's not just about the weight either. You need to get your hair done and also learn how to put makeup on your face. I'm telling you, I'm not joking around right now. If you're still looking like a pigsty by the time the wedding comes around, there's no way you're coming.
Hey, Kate, do you have a minute? You've seen all the young men walking around with beautiful hairstyle these days. You wouldn't have a clue where they get their hair cut, would you?
Sorry, Dad. That's outside of my expertise. I don't know anything about boys, or beauty for that matter. What's going on? You're not getting self-conscious, are you? I think your nice and simple looks suit you just fine. I can't imagine you walking around with some bizarre hairstyle.
Hey, don't get the wrong impression. Don't think I want to wake up in the morning and look at myself with a crew cut. Is that what they call it, a crew cut? Anyway, you get the picture.
So what's going on then? Is Mom telling you to get an image change or something?
Kinda. It's not your mom, exactly. It's that little pretentious sister of yours.
Oh, Dad. Don't tell me she's actually managed to rope you in on this too, hasn't she?
Why? You already know about this. The nerve of that little girl. She told me to get rid of the dad bod. At my age, too.
Look, Dad, I hear where you're coming from. She told me the exact same thing. I have 5 months to get rid of 20 pounds of fat. I don't know how she expects me to do that. If it was 10 pounds, I could kind of understand, but 30 is way too much.
So it looks like she's been hammering onto you as well, hasn't she? I don't know where I went wrong with that girl. She used to be such a sweet angel when I was bringing her up. Look, honey, don't listen to what she says. She can call her father an old fat man as much as she wants. Her words are like wind hitting stone, but don't you dare let her say you aren't beautiful. I don't care how pretty this Jake boy is and his family.
Thanks, Dad. That really means a lot to me. The things Bella was saying the other day were really hurtful. I'm glad I'm not the only one who thinks what she's doing is asinine.
Don't worry, honey. Your dad hasn't gone crazy yet. I'm still on your side. Your mother, on the other hand, is a different story.
Oh, don't get me started. Straight after I was hassled by Bella to start working on my looks, I got messages from Mom as well.
Unbelievable. What did she say?
She told me this was a very important day for my sister and I should do what she demands. Apparently, it's about time I started cleaning up my act and become more ladylike. It makes sense, though. I guess Mom always had a soft spot for Bella over me.
Don't say that, darling. I wouldn't put all the blame on your mother for this. She's been meeting with Jake and his family quite often lately. Their influence over her has gotten out of hand.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. What's going on?
From the looks of it, your mother has been meeting with them any time I'm on a business trip. Not only does that family do well in the looks department, they're also quite financially secured. I just about had it up to here with the things your mother says when she comes home. All this talk about caviar and eating the most delicious lobster she's ever had in her whole life. Then I have to hear about the man of the household over there. Even at his age, he's managed to keep his body in good condition. He also has a refined style that represents his age. Not like the sloven husband she has to come home to. Honestly, I'm this close to telling her to move there instead of here.
That's enough. I don't want you to put yourself down any more than that. Doesn't matter how good looking that family is. I bet they don't have the heart that you have. Your look has never bothered me. Even if you were a beautiful man, it wouldn't make you a better father. I wouldn't trade you for whoever Jake's father is.
Even at this age, you really know how to make your old pa smile. But here's the thing, I don't really have a choice now. Your sister gets to decide who and who doesn't get to go to that wedding.
I know, it sucks, but you're right. Don't go overboard, Dad. You can get a little bit of a tune-up, but I don't want you to worry too much about what Jake's father looks like. Especially in the weight department. Some people even say a dad bod looks attractive.
If anyone shouldn't be going overboard, it's you. Losing 30 pounds in 5 months is nonsense, Kate. Take it easy. Don't sacrifice your lifestyle for a little bit of weight loss. It's not worth the stress.
Hey Bella, I just got to the wedding and the strangest thing has happened. Wow, you're here already. I didn't expect you to come here so early. Yeah, well, I didn't want to be late to my own sister's wedding. Anyway, I need to tell you something. I tried to find the seat that was allocated to me and someone was already sitting there. It was a young, really vivacious woman. She had a very powerful atmosphere about her, so it took me a while to finally talk to her. When I showed her the paper noting that it was my seat, she became very hostile very quickly. The moment she snapped at me, everyone's eyes were on me. I didn't want to cause a scene at your wedding, so I ditched it. Do you mind getting someone like Jake to remove her from my seat? All right, so you found my little actor, haven't you? What did you think? She's quite the pick, isn't she? I gotta give it to Mom. She has really good taste. So you actually know that woman. What's going on? Think it through, sister, and I'm sure it'll come to you. Why is there a ravishingly beautiful woman sitting in your seat? Wait, don't tell me. Did you actually think of replacing me? How could you? I'm your own sister. Bingo! That's right. This little hottie is a much better representation of who my sister is. She fits in quite well with the crowd here. That's really unfair, you know. Do you even realize how much sweat and strain I put into my workouts? I even went the distance for you. I lost 32 pounds instead of 30. Not only that, everything from my hair to the clothes I'm wearing were done by a professional. After all that, this is how you disrespect me? Are you even going to say sorry? Sorry, sis, but I don't feel guilty about anything. Good on you for losing all that weight, though. That wouldn't have been an easy feat. But here's what you need to understand. A pig is still a pig, no matter how much makeup you put on it. Quickly after we talked last time, I realized no amount of effort could help you fit in at this wedding. So you gave up on me. I wasn't good enough for you. I know it must be tough to hear, but that's it, sis. You and I are in a different league. I know you've always been superficial, Bella, but this is definitely taking it too far. So how much does this little actor cost anyway? She doesn't look like that much of a great actor. She must be all looks. Don't worry, she has a basic script on her being my sister. I left the financing up to Mom. From what Mom says, she wasn't cheap. She had to dig into Dad's pockets just to pay for her. Is that so? Don't you feel bad about using Dad's hard-earned cash? As if. I couldn't care any less about that man. Did you see him slumped there in the chair like a steel? He's lucky he even gets his own seat here. Come to think of it, Dad has improved since last time, but he's certainly not spectacular. What made you give him a seat instead of me? Because it would be suspicious, duh. Think about how many people have already met Dad. The moment they see a different guy sitting in his chair, they're gonna ask questions. Don't worry though, he's not getting special treatment or anything. How so? The moment he's played his role at the ceremony, I want him out of the wedding straight away. I'll make up some immaculate story about him eating some off shrimp the night before. People are sure to believe something like that. Bella, this is so unfair. How could you do this to us? To your own family? We've been with you your whole life. You've been hindering me my whole life, you mean? Think about how it feels being the prettiest girl in the room and then walking in with you two trolls. People were accusing me of being adopted. That's horrible what people have said, but you can't blame us for it. I sure can. Not once has you or Dad put a little bit of effort into improving your appearance. Maybe after this, you two will finally learn your lesson on why you should polish yourself. This is unbelievable. You're throwing away a lifetime of friendship and care over something as stupid as looks? Is this really what you want? Of course. When will you get the picture? Stop bothering me and let me get back to my husband. I'm sure he's all jittery waiting at that altar for me. Oh, that's right. Your husband, Jake. I'm sure he's all jittery, but I wonder if it's for the right reasons. Huh? What are you talking about? I'm not sure how you're going to take this. As I was exiting the hall, I looked at that actor to give her a foul glance. As it happened, she was already in conversation with a very handsome man. It doesn't surprise me that someone that beautiful will get talked to at the wedding. That is, until that man glanced up, and he and I locked eyes. Any idea who it might be? How the hell should I know? There's tons of good-looking people at this wedding. That being said, I am only interested in one. What if I told you someone else is also interested in that one? Huh? What are you talking about? Your beautiful, devoted husband was hitting on that actor. Right after they exchanged phone numbers, I saw him kiss her hand and walk away. He did what? I'll let that thought sink in, Bella. Enjoy your precious wedding. Oh my God! Could the day get any worse? You won't just believe what happened. This must be the most tragic wedding in history. Let me guess. Everyone is so beautiful that they're stuck in the bathroom looking at themselves? No, not that, you idiot. It's Jake. I rushed to the hall to confront him about whether or not what you're saying was true. Just as I entered, he gave me one cold glance, and then he looked at everyone else. He then announced that he has no inch of love for me. He's found someone that captured his heart. Wait, I don't suppose you mean... Exactly! That stupid pompous actress! I don't get it. She's not even that beautiful. Weren't you talking her up just a second ago? Okay, fine. She has some charm to her. But you match her up against me and there's a whole football yard separating us. Sure, there is certainly a football yard. Sadly, you're on the losing side. Laugh it up all you want, sis. He's embarrassed me in front of everyone. He said he's fallen in love with my sister instead of me. Are you serious? All we had was one little glance. Not you. I'm only playing with you, sis. I gotta say, karma works quicker than I thought. I knew something like this would happen to you eventually. Enough of that! Now is not the time to spite me. I need you back here to set things right. You have to tell everyone that you're my real sister. This imposter is just some fake actor. Sorry. Since you've already burnt your bridge with me, you better ask Mom or Dad instead. I don't pick people up from the ground after they've spat in my face. You don't get it. I've scoured every corner of this hall looking for Mom and Dad, and I can't find them anywhere. You're my only hope. Tough luck, sis. I'm not interested. Besides, I think it's better if you stick through with this lie anyway. If Jake found out that the woman he's now in love with isn't related to you, he'll be more eager to pursue her. You're on your own, Bella. No, wait, please. You can't be doing this to me. There's still a chance I can convince Jake. Don't do this to your own sister.
Kate, I'm so sorry it's taken me this long to get back to you. Today has been an absolute mess. Here I was expecting just a normal wedding day.
With the way your daughter has been acting lately, I'm not surprised something like this has happened. I wonder if you heard the news about Jake. It's hilarious.
We'll talk about that later. First, I'm worried about you. I know your sister tried to force you out of that wedding. Are you okay? Oh, don't take it personally, honey. I saw the pictures you put on Instagram. You look beautiful.
Thanks, Dad. There's no emotional damage done here. At this point, I'm very used to it. I'm more worried about you. I heard you disappeared from the wedding.
How could you blame me? Your mother was sitting there with that horse-like laugh of hers, gurgling down the cocktails as she bragged about that little plan she made with Bella. I feel the alcohol went to her head because I have no idea what she was thinking when she told me that. Did she actually expect me to be happy with what they did to you?
Oh, so I don't need to update you on what Bella did?
No, trust me, I heard enough of it from your mother. She began talking about it straight after she saw you storming out of the hall. I guess she was satisfied with the reaction she got from you. You know me, I couldn't keep my mouth shut after that.
Sorry, Dad. Don't tell me. You didn't actually argue with her in front of everyone, did you?
You're damn straight I did, at least for a moment anyway. I called her a disgusting, evil hag. I also made it loud enough for everyone else to hear. If today is going to be the start of a new marriage, it's also a good time to end one too.
Wait, Dad, what? You aren't talking about what I think you're talking about, are you?
That's right, honey. Your mother's foolishness has brought me to the brink. I am forced to get this divorce. After a stunt like that, I have no shred of love for that woman. That's simply not the way that you're meant to treat people.
Oh my God, Dad. I can't believe it's coming to this. Please give it some time. You don't want to make this decision out of emotion. This is something you need to think through.
Honey, don't even bother. I've been thinking about this for a long time now.
If that's what you think is best, Dad, I won't argue against you. Now might be a good time to start packing your things. With all the chaos going on in that wedding, Mom won't have a second to stop you.
Chaos? What chaos is going on at that wedding?
So you really haven't heard anything, right? I swear that wedding was taken straight out of a comic book.
What are you talking about? Tell me what's going on.
Well, that little actor Mom and Bella decided to hire turned out to be quite troublesome for them. Jake fell for her irresistible allure. He's lost all his passion and energy for Bella. He is totally captivated with this new girl. They've had to cancel the wedding because he's proposing a different one instead.
Wow, that is magnificent. Looks like they're getting a taste of their own medicine.
I'm quite amused by this outcome as well. With all the bickering and arguing they're doing over there, it's a good chance for you to go home and pack your things. I know you're not going to want to stay at home tonight. You can come crash at mine. I'll pull out the sofa too. We can have hot chocolate with marshmallows like we used to.
You know what, honey? I couldn't think of a better way to end a day like this. To top it all off, why don't we watch a good movie together?
That sounds great. I'll see you soon then. What is the world coming to? Everyone is head over heels for that stupid actor. She is quite the looker. Even I felt attracted to her after she rudely told me to leave. Don't fall for her charm like the rest of them. Deep down, that woman is evil. Come on, she attracted your man. You can hardly call that evil. You don't get it, do you? She's been getting bored of her current job as an actor. She sat there cackling in front of everyone about how glad she is a great fellow like Jake came around. Jake's family does it well in the money department, so no surprises there. Even if he was an ugly guy, I'd marry him just for that. Despite this absolute travesty of a wedding, I can't seem to find Dad anywhere. Just where the hell is he? I need his authority to tell Jake he can't do what he's doing right now. Chances are you aren't going to see Dad for a long time. He's going to divorce with Mom. He's doing what? You heard me. You won't find him in the house either. He's decided to stay with me. He's had it up to here with you and Mom's antics. Yeah, well, good for him. I never cared about that fat slob anyway. I'd rather have no father than a pathetic father. I'm perfectly fine with just Mom and me. It'll be just 2 girls against the whole world. I wonder how fine you will be when you're living in a cardboard box. I think the whole world will be against you two instead. Say what now? You do realize that Dad is 95% of the household finances, right? That, and you know how much Mom likes to spend her money? She chews through $3,000 every month. She's an absolute shopaholic. That's not fair. He's my dad. He has to support me. I deserve child support. I think you're well past the age of being a child. Well, Bella, I wish you the best living a poor life with our diabolical mother. Hope you manage to find another great guy like Jake. Thanks, sis. I really appreciate it. It takes a lot to sympathize with me after I told you to lose weight. I don't know what I'm going to do from this point on. Bella, I had my fingers crossed when I said that. You're really bad at making jokes. Thank you for today's entertainment. From what the rumors say, Bella had a hard time controlling her anger and went into a frantic state at the wedding. She upturned all the tables and went straight to the actor for a slap. That is until Jake intervened. Frothing at the mouth with fury, she was escorted away from the ceremony. Now she's living with my mother and they're barely getting by. They argue every day over my mother's spending habits. As for me, I'm enjoying my new life with Dad. Every day we get a new movie to watch as we drink hot chocolate together. From time to time, we see my sister's comments on social media. We get a good laugh at how much she's holding a grudge against everyone. Our favorite content is when Jake and his new wife posted pictures together. Bella still feels slighted at what she experienced at her own wedding. She tries to get back at them by editing their photos. From the beautiful chapel wedding to the holidays in Greece, Bella always edits the new wife's face with an assortment of different animals. At one point, she added her own face on, but she quickly took that post down. I guess she'd be embarrassed if everyone knows she still has feelings for Jake. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. If you enjoyed it, please remember to click the like button. See you in the next video.
Hey, I'm gonna play golf tomorrow, so get my stuff ready. The clubs are in the usual place. Just pack the bag and leave it by the door.
You're playing golf again? Didn't you promise to go back to Wisconsin with me this weekend? To see my dad?
Yeah, but there's been a change of plans. Don't blame me, my boss invited me. What did you want me to do? Turn down his invitation?
I didn't say that. It's fine, I understand. Do you think you could catch a late flight or something? My dad really wants to see you, and to be honest, we don't know how much longer he has left. He's going to be going back to the hospital again soon. We don't know how long he'll be hospitalized for this time. To be honest, it doesn't look good.
Sorry, no can do. We'll be going out for dinner after golf. You know that's what we always do. I shouldn't have to remind you. I don't know how long we'll be out for, so I can't fly out that night. It's just me and the boss, so I can't just leave him early. That would be rude.
I don't think he'd be offended if you had a family emergency, would he? And besides, is it really just him you're going out with?
That's what I said, isn't it? Are you calling me a liar?
You said the same thing last time, but you ended up coming home early the next morning. With your phone blowing up with messages from a random girl. Remember?
And I explained back then too, didn't I? She's a client. It's how our industry works. I need to socialize. That's how sales are made. You really don't understand anything about my job, so I suggest you just keep your mouth shut.
I'm having a hard time believing this is as normal as you claim. Having a girl message you like that at 5 a.m. after drinking with her all night.
Okay, I see what's going on now. Don't tell me you're jealous.
Excuse me? Jealous?
Be honest, you're just jealous because my client happened to be a young woman, right? Women can be so simple.
What are you talking about? That's not what I'm upset about. I just think the least you can do is keep a promise you made. No one at your company would have a problem with you going to your in-laws' house over the weekend, especially when your father-in-law is in such bad shape. It's a perfectly respectable reason to miss just one Saturday of drinking.
We've been through this. I can't refuse these kinds of invitations or I'll never be invited again. I know it's hard for a worry-free housewife like you to wrap your head around this, but this is just how the world works.
Excuse me? Worry-free housewife? You're the one who basically begged me to quit my job and become a housewife, aren't you?
I shouldn't have had to beg you in the first place. That's just how it should be, naturally. If you'll be having our kids one day, you'll need to be there for them. The magic of childbirth is a way more admirable job than sitting in some office, right? And besides, if my own wife was out there working, what would that make me? I'd be a laughing stock.
Ignoring that second point, I gave in, didn't I? I quit my job and became a housewife, so we could prepare to have kids. So can't you just listen to me from time to time? Is that too much to ask?
Okay, and? What does that have to do with anything? I'm so busy all the time and this is how you want to force me to spend my precious weekend? Just stuck at your parents' house to watch them mope around and complain about their health?
What do you mean, mope around? My dad's health is really declining, you know. But they're still being as positive as they can. I don't appreciate you talking about them like that.
It's the truth, right? Playing golf and going drinking with my boss and coworkers is like a million times more fun. Can't you just go to your parents' house on your own? It's you they want to see anyway, isn't it? They won't care if I'm there or not. Stop trying to fill my plate with even more stuff to worry about. You should understand how tired I already am.
Okay, I get it already. Go play golf and drink with your precious manager.
Finally, you see how much time we could have saved if you just saw sense from the beginning? Don't forget to get my golf bags ready too. I'll need them first thing in the morning. And I'll be back after drinking.
You're really gonna go out drinking again after dinner? Is that really necessary? I understand that you want to go out with your boss and coworkers, but didn't the doctor tell you to watch your drinking?
He said to watch the drinking, not completely stop. Do you have a problem with me having a couple of drinks?
It's not that I have a problem with you drinking. It's just that you've been going out drinking a lot recently. I think you're being really insensitive and selfish about my dad's condition, but I'm still worried about your health too. That's all.
All the alcohol is still probably better for my health than your cooking. If you're really worried about my health, you should try taking some cooking lessons.
Okay, got it. Are you still not coming home? It's already 1 a.m., you know.
You're still awake?
You told me to wait for you after I got back, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, I did. I forgot about that. But it's fine, forget about it. You can go to sleep. Don't bother waiting up.
What's wrong with you? You know I'm tired from my flight, but you asked me to wait. And now you don't even remember asking? Where are you anyway?
Stop complaining, will you? I said you could go to sleep. And that's a good question. Where am I?
Can you please just answer me?
I'm at a bar my boss likes.
A bar? You're going out drinking 2 nights in a row? Is it with that same manager again?
Yes and yes. Is there a problem now?
Is it at least a regular bar this time? I don't want to make accusations, but he hasn't taken you to a strip club again, has he?
No, it's not exactly a strip club. It's a little classier than that. The bar and the woman we're drinking with, that is.
Another place like that, I see.
What's the problem? I can't help where my boss wants to drink. It's all the same, right? We're just drinking. It's not like we're doing anything else. Don't be such a nag.
Would you say the same thing if I went to some place filled with hot young men?
Don't get ahead of yourself. You and me aren't the same. Men are men and women are women. It's natural for a man to want to spend time with a young, attractive woman. And besides, I'm the one wearing the pants around here. Just do what I say and don't start fights.
Excuse me. What are you implying exactly?
I'm not implying anything. I'm telling you outright. I'm the one who brings the money home. So I'm the one who decides what does and doesn't fly. I'm spending my own money to drink now too, right? So don't go getting ideas about spending my hard-earned money to go drinking yourself.
That wasn't even my point. I was just asking you how you'd feel if I went out drinking with young and attractive men all the time. Like you do with women.
Huh? Don't make me laugh. I don't think any young and attractive guys are lining up to drink with you. And if you did want to pay someone to drink with you, I'd feel sorry for them.
And what's that supposed to mean?
Drinking with some old hag like you isn't something young and attractive guys are particularly into. You'd just be bothering them, right? You'd have to be paying quite a lot of money to make it worth someone's time.
I know you're just trying to hurt me, but is that really any way to talk to your own wife?
If you want to be treated better, you gotta put a little bit more work in.
Excuse me? Put a little more work in? And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
Your age is really starting to show recently. It's hard to see you as a woman at all anymore. I mean, I can't remember the last time you wore makeup. If you want to be seen as a woman, you need to make more of an effort. Go to the gym and start wearing makeup more regularly. That would be a good start.
What are you talking about? Have you forgotten why I don't wear makeup anymore? Aren't you the one who told me to stop wasting my money on myself? You hardly give me enough money for groceries every week. How am I supposed to afford makeup or a gym membership?
Can you blame me? I'm not making money for you to waste it away. You should go and get a part-time job you can do from home or something. As long as no one sees you going out to work, it's fine by me. And then you can buy all the makeup you want.
You really only ever think about yourself, don't you?
Well, of course I do.
First, you say you don't want me to work. And now you want me to find a way to work from home, just so I can buy makeup to please you?
And a gym membership, don't forget that.
You're unbelievable. Do you think my whole purpose in life is just to please you? Without you having the least bit of concern about my feelings?
That's the way things should be. I'm the man of the house. You should be worried about keeping me happy.
What happened to you? You were never like this before we got married.
Stop wasting your time sending me these pointless messages.
Okay, I've had it. It's pointless going back and forth with you. You seem drunk, too. But this isn't over. You said a lot of things that I hope you don't really mean. I want to talk to you properly soon.
I don't think we have anything to talk about. I've made myself perfectly clear, I reckon. Just go to sleep already. If you don't get enough sleep, you'll somehow age even faster than you already are. And I don't know if you can really afford that. Hey, where the hell are you at this hour? After I went to the effort of coming home early for a change.
I told you, didn't I? That I was going to the hospital today? What are you so worked up about? Besides, you never even told me you were coming home early.
Why should I have to tell you? I can come back to my house whenever I damn well please.
Don't worry, I'm fully aware of that. I've given up asking when you'll be coming home.
Excuse me? What are you trying to say?
Nothing. I won't be back for at least another hour anyway.
You're kidding, right?
What? No, why would I be?
You need to come home right now. What am I supposed to eat?
Can't you even figure that much out on your own? There are leftovers in the fridge. Go warm them up or something.
You expect me to just eat leftovers? You can eat them yourself tomorrow. I need fresh food. You're my wife. You're living off my money. You need to come home when I tell you to. So stop answering back and come cook me something. Before I run out of patience.
Can you stop being so goddamn selfish for 1 minute of your life? You know what kind of state my father's in, right? The world doesn't revolve around you, you know.
And? You're not married to your dad, are you? Your responsibility is with me. I'm first up in the priority rankings. All your dad is doing is sleeping every day, right? He doesn't need you there. I'm the one slaving away every day to keep a roof over our heads and food on our table, not him. You should be doing everything you can to make my life easier.
What are you saying? I know you've been really rude to me lately, but isn't this going too far?
I'm just saying it how it is. I didn't say anything wrong, did I? I'm the one who has to work overtime basically every day. I don't think I'm asking too much. All I want is to come home to a freshly cooked dinner. Is that really too much to ask? Your dad is just sleeping 24/7, and he has a whole hospital looking after him. There are people watching over him all day, every day. He really doesn't need you there. What would you even be able to do?
I know there isn't much I can really do for him, but that isn't the point. Are you really criticizing me for wanting to see my father in hospital?
I'm just saying your job is to support me.
You know, I don't want to admit this, but something could happen to my father at any moment. I don't know when the last time I'll be able to see him will be. But still, are you saying cooking dinner for you should be a higher priority than seeing him?
That's what a wife is for, right?
You can't feed yourself, or even just eat the food I prepared for you in advance for 1 day.
You shouldn't even need to ask something so obvious. So just come home before I really lose my temper.
I understand. I'll head home now.
Forget it. Don't bother. I'll go and eat out.
Why? I said I'm coming home, didn't I?
I'm not going to sit here like an idiot waiting for you to get home. I'll starve by the time that you're finally here.
I give up. There's really no pleasing you. Do what you want.
I had every intention to. I don't need your permission to do what I want. You need to watch your attitude. You know what's going to happen if you keep this up, right?
What are you trying to say? Is that supposed to be some kind of threat?
You know exactly what I'm saying. If you keep slacking off on your very simple and few responsibilities, I'll throw you out. If you don't want it to come to that, take your job more seriously.
I understand. I just got a message from the hospital. My dad's in critical condition. They told me to come to the hospital as soon as I can. You should be wrapping up at work around now, right? I'd like you to come to the hospital with me. This really seems like it could be our last chance to say goodbye to him.
No can do.
What?
Like I said in that last message, it's impossible. I can't. I promised my coworkers I'd join them to drink with some clients tonight.
Are you for real? Do you understand what I was trying to say in my messages just now? My dad's in a really bad way, you know? This could be the last time we can see him. Your coworkers could manage without you for one day, right? This is a really understandable reason to pull out, isn't it? Or if you really need to be there, wouldn't they reschedule for something as urgent as this?
Not on this short notice. I've explained these things to you so many times. If you can't understand my job, then please stop trying to offer solutions. Go see him yourself. I'm not stopping you. It's got nothing to do with me anyway. He's not my dad.
It's got nothing to do with you?
That's true, isn't it? He's your dad, right? Not mine. So why should I have to cancel my plans to go and see him? That doesn't make any sense.
How can you be so cold? Have you forgotten everything he's done for us over the years? He treated you like his own son.
That's only natural. He was just doing what he thought he had to do as a father-in-law. He didn't raise me or anything. It's not like he was particularly well off or anything either, so he didn't really help us out all that much, did he? And I took you off his hands. He owed me way more than I ever owed him.
How can you say things like that?
I won't be going to his funeral either, by the way. I just thought I should put that out there as soon as possible. It's always kind of awkward talking to your relatives, after all.
Wait just a minute. I know I said he's in a bad way, but isn't it a little rude to already be talking about his funeral?
No point beating around the bush, is there? That's what you've been saying yourself, right? He's about to kick the bucket? If he suddenly springs back up and announces his full recovery, I'll eat my hat.
That's enough already. Please stop. You know it's more than likely he'll pass away, but you still don't have the slightest interest in seeing him.
It's like I said, he isn't my dad.
And you don't even have any intention of attending his funeral if he does actually pass away.
Oh, you've started talking about a funeral yourself. Pretty hypocritical.
This isn't funny! You're heartless. This really isn't a normal reaction. I know you've been getting more and more insensitive lately, but this is really too much, even for you. I wouldn't expect a stranger to react this way. Never mind my own husband.
Don't go making assumptions about what is and isn't normal. What the hell would you know? Who gives a damn about a funeral these days? You can organize whatever kind of funeral you like. It's your family's business.
You're really the worst.
You can call me whatever you want. I have no intentions of canceling my plans. I have my own things to worry about. You're more than welcome to go to the hospital or the funeral or whatever. But I have a lot of responsibilities. I have a lot to do at work. I can't go taking days off at the drop of a hat. And my boss has been nice enough to reserve some pretty high-end restaurants for us to eat at. I have no intention of letting his kindness go to waste.
You're still only thinking about yourself. Even at a time like this.
Well, duh, I told you already. I don't think I can make it any more clear. Your dad has nothing to do with me. I'm gonna keep living my life. Don't try and mess up my plans to make yourself feel better. It's not my fault your dad's sick.
I've really had enough of this. I don't know how much more I can take. My hands are really full with all of this, so you can take care of yourself for a while. I'm gonna go stay at my mom's house. That way I can go to the hospital a lot easier and more often, too.
Hey, don't you dare. I still need you here to cook and clean. Hey, reply to my messages. You good-for-nothing excuse of a wife.
I've just gotten home. What's this on the table? Is it what I think it is?
Oh, You're finally gracing me with your presence again? Do you have any idea what you put me through? I had to prepare all my own meals, as well as getting everything ready for work myself. You know how much of my time you wasted?
Is that so?
Is that all you have to say? Don't you think you owe me an apology?
An apology? You know, I wasn't exactly on vacation myself. The funeral was pretty hard for me. But you're asking me to apologize? After missing your father-in-law's funeral? There's seriously something wrong with you.
Enough about that already. More importantly, have you taken a look at the house? It's in a way better shape than when you left, right? Don't you want to thank me or anything?
Let me just make sure. Are you saying you really have no intentions of apologizing?
Why the hell would I be apologizing to you? More importantly, if you have no intentions of fulfilling your wifely duties, get the hell out.
Okay, I understand. Thanks for everything up until now.
Thanks? Is that all? That's the most half-assed thank you I have ever heard.
Oh, sorry about that. Thank you so much. For the divorce papers, too.
Excuse me?
On the table. These are divorce papers, right? I'll fill in my parts and submit them, so don't worry. I see you already signed your name.
Wait, are you actually serious?
Why wouldn't I be? That's why you left them on the table, right? For me to sign my name and hand them into the courthouse? Thanks. You really saved me some time. I was planning on asking you for a divorce when I got back anyway. You saved me some time by preparing the papers like this.
What? You were actually going to ask me for a divorce?
Yeah. Why do you seem so surprised? Did you expect me to cry and beg you not to leave me?
How are you going to live without me? You need me. You can't keep up your lifestyle without my salary.
You're clearly the one who can hardly take care of himself. Begging me to take care of your food, your washing, everything.
What are you talking about? How dare you talk to me like this? You're at home, right? Take a look around. Look at how clean that house is. It is spotless.
But that wasn't your doing, was it? Your mistress cleaned the house, didn't she?
What? Mistress? What are you talking about?
I don't care if you admit to it or not. I already know everything.
Oh, is that right? And since when exactly have you known everything?
Since quite a while ago.
Oh, is that so? So you knew all this time and just kept it to yourself. Couldn't bring yourself to leave me, could you?
Not quite. I didn't want to deal with the divorce while my dad was going through what he was going through. I didn't want to stress him or my mom out. That's all.
So I guess that means you've come to terms with it.
How do you figure? All I did was put off the inevitable.
And what's that supposed to mean?
Now that my father's funeral and everything is over, I'm gonna deal with this sham of a marriage.
Hey, watch what you say. I'm gonna remember you calling our marriage that.
The marriage is over, so I don't really care. I'll send your stuff to your parents' house, and you should be hearing from my lawyers soon. If you have anything to say, just pass it on to them. Oh, and thanks for the papers. You've really speeded things up for me.
What? Lawyers? You're getting lawyers involved?
What's surprising about that? You haven't really shown yourself to be very level-headed or reasonable. So I thought the best thing to do would be to talk through lawyers.
Talk what through? Once we submit the papers, that's the end, right?
Didn't you look into the laws around divorce before you got those papers? It isn't going to end that easily. I'm entitled to quite a lot, actually.
What? Why?
You left quite a lot of evidence of your affair. And since we live in Alabama, a fault state, I'm actually entitled to a lot of our joint property because of that. And get this. It looks like you'll actually have to pay me alimony, too.
Alimony? So that's what you were after. I should have known. You're nothing but a little gold digger.
What's wrong with taking money from you? You've caused me quite a lot of trouble and even pushed me to quit my job. I think a little money is the least you owe me. And I'll probably be needing a bit of money to get back onto my own 2 feet.
I guess the one thing we can agree on, you better be prepared. Things are going to be pretty tough from you from now on. But there's no way that I'm paying you alimony or whatever. You're not getting a penny from me.
Oh, is that so? If you're gonna be like that, I guess we'll be taking this to court.
What? Court?
Yep. And since you're obviously the one at fault in this divorce, I doubt you'll be very happy with the verdict.
Hey, don't mock me. You'll regret this. Who do you think you are, wasting my time with this court nonsense?
I've put up with you long enough. I should have done this a while ago. Or better yet, I should have never married you to begin with. So you can stop with the empty threats, too. You aren't scaring anyone. You were a completely different person before we got married. I never would have imagined this was your true self.
You should be grateful I even married you at all. You are punching way above your weight trying to get hitched with a guy like me.
You keep saying things like that, but I wonder where that confidence comes from. You know, you're just a fat, balding old man yourself, right? You're hardly a catch, by anyone's standards.
Excuse me?
And I saw your mistress, too. She's just after your money. It's obvious she barely wants to touch you. Plus, she isn't much younger than us, is she? I wouldn't be surprised if you told me she was older than us. Not that that's surprising. You'd have to be a lot richer than you are to get a younger gold digger, I guess.
How dare you? Have you been stalking us?
I did have to hire a PI to get enough evidence to really squeeze you dry in the divorce. She's twice divorced herself too, right? You actually suit each other perfectly.
That is enough from you. She's still 10 times the woman you are. She is a good woman who actually appreciated me.
I guess it's true what they say. You have to drop your standards as you get older. You're happy with any random woman who strokes your fragile little ego at this stage of your life, aren't you? Have your eyes gotten as bad as your head has?
Enough from you. You're really gonna regret these messages you're sending me, as well as the divorce. You'll never have it as easy as you did married to me. You'll wish I never divorced you.
I think I'm the one divorcing you. I can definitely do a lot better than you.
We'll see about that.
Oh, I almost forgot. I have something else to tell you.
What is it now?
While I was looking through everything the PI gathered about your little mistress, we also discovered that manager of yours dating a girl from the same bar.
What are you talking about?
Your little girlfriend works at one of the bars you and your manager go to all the time, right? That manager you love so much is seeing one of her coworkers. I knew the 4 of you met up a lot, so don't play dumb. I paid the PI extra to collect evidence on his affair, too. And I gave all the evidence to his wife.
You did what? Do you have any idea what you've done?
Oh, I know exactly what I did. Don't worry about that. I wonder what's gonna happen to the 2 of you. The more you make, the more money your ex-wife's gonna get, right? I'm almost jealous of his wife. And I wonder how your company is gonna react to all of this.
My company? What does my company have to do with anything?
You've been using the company credit card to drink with them a lot, right? Under the guise of business meetings. When it all comes out, how the 2 of you are just drinking with your little girlfriends. I wonder how the higher-ups will react. His wife works at the same company, too. I doubt she'll appreciate what the 2 of you have been doing. It would be a real shame if you were fired over this, huh?
You really are something else.
I wonder how easy it'll be for someone at your age to find a new job, too. Especially in an industry like yours. It's not particularly big, right? I'm sure word's gonna get around. What are you gonna do? Go back to your parents' house? I wonder what they'll make of your decisions.
Oh, wait a minute. Please, just hang on.
I'm not hanging on. I've forgiven you for the affair, by the way. I'm not holding a grudge or anything. But the way you talked about my dad at the end of his life, I'll never forgive you for that. As long as I live. And I'll do everything in my power to make you suffer for everything you said.
I'm just asking you not to be so hasty. I'm sorry, okay?
What are you sorry for, exactly?
For everything. It was all on me, I admit it. I should have never talked about him like that. I should have been at the funeral too, I admit it.
It's too late for that. I don't care anymore. Just pay whatever the courts tell you to.
Please think about this a little bit longer. Let's meet and discuss this in real life, okay? We shouldn't be deciding something this big over text. Please, rethink the divorce. We can work this out. We've both done things we regret, right? I'm sure both of us could have done more to make this marriage work.
Both of us? Are you kidding me? What did I do wrong exactly? Did I have an affair? Did I disrespect your dying parents?
Well, no.
I always did exactly what you asked of me. So tell me, what exactly should I be regretting?
Nothing.
That's right. I didn't do anything wrong, did I?
That's true.
Can I just say one thing?
Of course. Oh, what is it? Have you decided you're willing to talk this through after all?
Of course not.
Then what do you want?
I just wanted to let you know I'll be perfectly fine. Not only did my last job agree to take me on again, but I actually got quite a large inheritance from my father, too. So, on top of all the money I'll be getting from you, things are looking pretty bright for me.
What? You got an inheritance?
Yep.
How much?
That's none of your business.
Oh, come on, please. I'm begging you to give me another chance. Let's try and work things out. I'll never take you for granted again.
You just want the inheritance, don't you? Since you know you're getting fired pretty soon. I'm sorry, but you're not getting a penny from that inheritance. He's not your dad after all, is he? So go have fun with that girlfriend of yours. That is, if she sticks around once you're jobless.
Wait, please, I'm really begging you to give me another chance. I admit I was completely in the wrong. I took you for granted. I should have never treated you that way. Oh, please, come home.
Reggie did end up getting fired from his job after all of that. Him and his manager were both reprimanded. But something I didn't expect was his manager using him as a scapegoat. Since his manager was in a pretty serious position and was quite important to the company, he was let go with a slap on the wrist. And after that, his manager apparently exaggerated how much of the blame was on Reggie. He reported that the majority of the time company funds were abused this way, it was by Reggie. He apparently told the company it was only once he himself also willfully participated. And after that, Reggie was blackmailing him, telling him to continue using company funds to drink with women, or he would tell his wife. I don't think it's true, but I don't really care anyway. The end result is that Reggie is basically blacklisted from his industry at this point, due to word getting around. Last I heard, he's moved back to his home state, and he's living with his parents, working part-time jobs to pay me my alimony. I'm doing pretty good too now, by the way. I got my old job back, and everyone welcomed me back with open arms. I also used a chunk of my inheritance to make a down payment on a new apartment near my office. So I'm pretty optimistic about my future. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe.